We're going to be working on the problem from the Practice and Skills Workbook, page 129, problem number 4. 2/3 x plus 1/3 equals 1/3 x plus 2/3. And our technique that we're going to do on this one is we're going to do some fraction busting, which just means that we're going to try to get rid of our fraction so that it makes it easier to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the left-hand side of my equation and the right-hand side by some kind of number that's going to help eliminate the fraction. If I go ahead and I take a look at each of these fractions have a 3. So obviously we're going to go ahead and multiply by a 3. That's our least common denominator. So we're going to do that to both sides. Okay, and then I'm going to distribute the 3 to each of the terms that I have. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. Distribute to each of the terms. So over here on the left hand side we have 3 times 2/3 x plus 3 times 1/3. We still have our equal. Go ahead, I'm going to put a fence in between it just to make it a little easier to kind of work with. Now we have 3 times 1/3 x plus 3 times 2/3. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to simplify. So if I go, we have a 3 and a 3, so we can actually cross those out. We're divided by 3 really. And then 2 divided by 1 is just 2. So we end up with a 2x. Now over here you can actually do the same thing. You have a 3 here and a 3 here. So let's divide by 3, divide by 3. And then 1 over 1 is just 1. So go plus 1. Okay, over here you've got a 3 and a 3. So same situation. 1 over 1 is 1. 1 times x is just x. So let's just make this an x. Over here, same situation. Cross out the 3's. And then we'll end up with a 2 over 1, which is just 2. So we say plus 2. Okay, now we're at just a regular equation with variables on both sides. So we're going to try to get all the variables on the same side. So I'm going to subtract this x to both sides. The reason I'm subtracting the x, I'm trying to keep everything positive. Remember, you put a 1 in front, so 2x minus 1x is just x. Plus 1 is going to be equal to 2. And then we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. So let's go ahead, let's do that. These cross out, that makes it 0. And we get an x is equal to 1. So our final answer would be x equal to 1. If we wanted to check it, we could take the 1, substitute it back in for the x. We'd get 2/3 plus 1/3 is 1. And then over here, do the same thing, put a 1 in here. 1/3 plus 2/3 is 1, and 1 does equal 1. So we know it checks out. We know we have the right answer. So we're done with that.